Hello, hello. I'm gonna be chucking up my proper Clan Wars Bigram Bastion Mastadon build. The one that I run pretty much all the time. I was gonna do this a little bit later, but with the changes to the lineup in Clan Wars, people can basically see everything about your build when they play you. So people can make an adaptation to this build anyway, so what's the point? I might as well chuck it up now and it's just easier. So yeah, same thing as with the Reaper, I'm just gonna reconstruct it and talk about various shit basically. Hopefully I don't mess it up. Alright, let's start. Basically light frame throughout this build. I don't bother with heavy, I try to squeeze as much health out of it as I can. I'll go through this bit kind of slow because it's actually kind of important. Change this a bit from my Reaper build. I actually like the 1x8s in the middle. It tucks the very last row of frontal legs in, which I'll talk about in a bit, but I prefer it like this for all my Mastadon. And if you're wondering about all the armor underneath, it's just to help protect the legs a bit as much as I can. It doesn't do much, but it's a little bit of help, and any little bit of help is like quite a lot in Clan Wars. So yeah, 6 forward, 2 back, bunch of radius fuses on them, but that's not that important. And yeah, in terms of why I do the 1x8s to tuck the third legs in a bit, it's mostly to do with Typhoons. So if you're going up against a Typhoon player, what happens is say if they're shooting for legs, and this has 600 health. Well, that's... if he's running a Typhoon, I think a Typhoon puts out about 640-ish damage, variously. Anyway, so if they shoot this leg, they might one-shot it, and any remaining damage might go onto the second leg, which means that even if this second leg is fused to durability, which it is, which is 660, which isn't a one-shot from a Typhoon, because it might have took a bit of damage while this was destroyed. Basically a Typhoon shell hits that, goes through, damages the second leg a bit, then that might also make it a one-shot. So the idea is if a Typhoon is shooting at the second leg, say from this angle, and he hits it and it goes through, the shell doesn't hit the third Bigram, and it tries to protect it a little bit more. Plus you got this armor, which also kind of protects it a bit more. It doesn't make a huge difference, but it can make a difference against Typhoons, especially of scopes. You know, any damage you can keep off these last set of legs is vital, because once they're gone, you're dipped and easy kill. So yeah, that's why I tuck them in. Helps a bit, but I like it. The 3 of these at the front, the one I've been running lately did have 2 at the back, but that was to deal with flutes, basically just from Geo. You guys won't need the fucking gun mounts at the back, so you might as well just chuck them at the front. They'll take a Typhoon shot, and yeah, helps. Bastion right there. Jenny, I leave a gap so you can put armor in there. I like that a bit more lately, I've done that. You still get a mount in, but you can chuck a APC panel in there or some crap. Anyway, bit of armor. Mastodons on the side. Buggy float. For mountains, this is basically all you need. These are never going to get hit. The only time these go is when you get popped on the journey. These also, this is basically just a bit of insurance. There's been occasions where Geo, like the flute, would hit me in the back, take this, but not pop my journey, and if in those circumstances, the gun is still mounted from that. So that does come handy, it's a bit of insurance. Same on our side. Ignore that, that was just to make up the mass. Colossus, bit of armor at the back. Good old cloak. In terms of equipment, you can basically either run Doppler and cloak with this, or you can run a Capcan if you think you're going up against a lot of dogs. You're always going to want to run Colossus, to be honest. Yeah, and just because of the mass, you want to squeeze as much health out of this as you can. I think this build is 3300. With the less Mastadons with the Christmas fuse, not Christmas, the can't think what it called. Anyway, the recent event, you can probably get this build up to 3,800, I think. I think Nick's got his about 38. Mine's at about 33 when it's all done. Yeah, that's plenty. Bit of armor. Now this is actually my favorite part of the whole build. This works so much better than I thought. In terms of Mastodons, you want one fused ammo box essentially, but because you only run in one fused ammo box, you don't want it to be too exposed, but at the same time you don't want it near your Jenny, because if it's too near Jenny you can get popped, but if it's too exposed it can get one-shotted and then you're going to run out of ammo, which is going to screw you. But this is a good middle ground. It doesn't get... It actually surprisingly tanky. I've had a lot of times where I've been shot to shit and that's still there, which is surprising. Yeah, that's what I put it. Even if it blows up, it'll take a cloak. The dot will be a bit sparking, but you'll be fine. And this hardly ever goes. Actually, I've found that I get shot a lot and my ammo pops still there. Random armor crap. This isn't that important, to be honest. I like putting the scorches where they take up so much area. It's so nice. A moment when you press it and you don't know what's moved. Ah, there you go, doing the front now. Yeah, the build does have technically the same weak spot as my Mastodon build, where it's got this open area where you could hit the Jenny, but it never seems to happen for some reason. I don't think I've ever had anyone shoot through there and hit the generator. It's just too hard of a shot, I think. Maybe a random scope could do it, but scopes aren't too popular at the moment. Yeah, this is fine. Honestly, you're not going to get a shot up through here. And if you're exposing that angle to a player, which you never should do, then it's kind of on you. Scorch with there. I used to have a mountain with it, but I found that it's better to just have a piece of armor that gives you a bit more health. Because it's going to go anyway, so it don't matter. Back armor. So yeah, in terms of armor box again, that's surprisingly hard to shoot off and destroy. I've been shot in the back quite a lot and that's still there, so really happy with that. You don't need... I keep most of the health behind the guns because the guns are just so tanky. I mean, what's mine at? Like 1650 durability, so the guns... It's kind of strange because normally you would have armor to protect the guns, but in this build you have the guns to protect the health of the build, essentially. So most of my health is stored back here and they're protected by the guns, which is why they're somewhat exposed. Because you do actually want these guns to get shot every once in a while, just to take a health, to take the damage. Is there anything else I'm missing? What am I up to? Hey, it's 80, it's done. Hey, yeah, that is my proper Clan Wars Mastodon build. I'm not gonna run it in PvP because this thing is all over my bloody channel. I run it all the time, so there's no point just watching another video of how it does in this here. Yeah, it's a little OP, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, good. Anyway, hope it helps, hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next video, I guess. Bye.